This is the first ever battery-based solar-powered camera that can record in 4K all day long. All day long recording on a battery-based camera. Are we now living in the future? Here to answer that question is Paul from the past. Paul from the past, can you do me a favour and just unbox this camera for me, please, mate?
Yes, mate.
Yeah. Also, I've slept with your wife.
What?
Nothing. We're the same person. Reolink. Do not accept if seal is broken. I know I keep making this joke, but What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? The joke has to be made. You've got a stand and some bits and stuff. Oh. It's meaty. That is a meaty, weighty thing. I think you'll find this is the battery. Oh my goodness, that's heavy. The power supply and reset button in there. It's not cute, it means business. It's only got one thing, it's asymmetrical. Oh, hello. Hello. Comes with a solar panel. Not sold separately. Unbelievable. Almost as unbelievable as the plot of The Rise of Skywalker.
We've decoded the intel from the First Order spy, and it confirms the worst. Somehow Palpatine returned.
Wait, do we believe this?
Yes, it is quite unbelievable, isn't it? Almost as if a writing staff ran out of ideas. Raise your hands. Anyone who's proud of being in this movie. Just raise your hand. No? None of you? Chewie, yeah. Okay, you would be. Idiot. Thanks to Reolink for sponsoring today's video and for sending me their Reolink Altas PT Ultra. This is a Wi-Fi 6 4K pan and tilt camera with a 4mm lens, a 20,000 mAh battery, and with 355-degree pan and 90-degree tilt. But preposterously massive batteries aside, this is the most privacy-based brand in the whole of the world right now. This is why Home Assistant fans go for it. If you go and ask any Home Assistant forum, what camera should I get, they all say Reolink. Here is a Home Assistant fanboy now getting excited about it. Home Assistant fans are only capable of experiencing rage, but if they could experience excitement, it would be for this camera, because there is no sign-up process whatsoever. You don't have an account, you don't send anything to the cloud, the whole thing is contained locally and has the most unbelievable Home Assistant integration I have ever seen. Reolink's battery-based cameras don't work directly with Home Assistant, but if you buy their Home Hub, it all works entirely locally and the integration gives you access to literally every aspect of the camera. Reolink also rather unusually support this and want you to use Home Assistant, which bodes really well for the integration's future, and this is a big pat on the back for Reolink because other companies just don't have that kind of bravery. And aside from giving access to the camera to Home Assistant, the Home Hub also means that all of your data is stored inside the house instead of in a memory card connected in the camera where the burglar could just take the camera and run away with your data. You can of course just install a 512GB SD card right into the camera's noggin, but the Home Hub base station will take two in the rear.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Disgusting! Aside from the privacy aspect, it also means that there are no monthly fees, and this is a feature-packed camera. It features two-way talk, and that looks like this.
Hello, homeowner. I'm here to rob your house.
Hello, burglar. Please wait there. I'm about to put a large garden implement in you. A super bright spotlight, and that looks like this. That is pretty good. It is proper dark. That is mega bright. Wowzers. Both an outdoor siren, if you want a siren outdoors, and that looks like this. Terrifying. And if you buy the Home Hub, an indoor siren if you want one, and that looks like this.
Jeez, actually quite terrifying.
It's got onboard AI detection for people, vehicles and animals, and the ability to connect to either your 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi network or your 5 GHz Wi-Fi network. Question is it any good? Let's find out. It records at full 4K at 15 frames per second, and the image quality is so stunning during the day that it is possibly the best I have ever seen. It's also pretty great in darkness too, as long as you have the spotlight on. Like any security camera, they don't cope as well in the dark, and there is some ghosting and bleaching. But I have to say, this is still as good as it gets in 2024. Without the spotlight, the image just isn't usable at all in total darkness, but for context, this is how dark we're talking. If you had some ambient light, you'd probably get better results. My backyard is darker than Princess Leia's attitude in A New Hope.
Will somebody get this big walking carpet out of my way?
That's racist. As a bad princess like, no, no. So one of the things I find helps with the reaction times for Reolink cameras is the Home Hub. I know, they're not paying me to say that. My Wi-Fi is dreadful. I have far too many smart gadgets connected to it, and it sucks. Because this camera connects directly to their Home Hub, and then the Home Hub is wired via Ethernet into my router, I actually find everything runs incredibly smoothly. Paul from the past, do you want to demonstrate the speed of the response on this thing? Only if you stop making jokes about sleeping with my wife. Yeah, jokes. That's right, jokes. I'm going to show you from a cold start just how fast it loads on Wi-Fi. That's it, job done. The stream is so quick to load, it's awesome. Show Reolink Garden Cam.
Okay.
There we go. Faster than I expected. Still not fast enough, really. Okay, so the camera is cold right now. It's just there. I'm going to sneak around the side and see how quickly the notification pops up on the phone. Can't see us yet. We're behind the bush. I'm going to sneak out from behind this bush. And we should be visible now. Oh, holy moly, that's fast. Dick off, wasp. No. Listen, I am a man, I just don't like wasps. So, we're gonna sneak up on the camera again. I'm gonna show you just how quickly you can load the feed, because this is the most exciting thing probably about this camera. So, just about to be seen. This is all done on 5G, by the way. I'm on my mobile network. And there's the feed. And you saw it speed up. That's the 10 seconds of footage catching up with itself. So if you set this thing to only record on motion, it records 10 seconds before something happens. Magic. You're a wanker, Harry.
I'm a what?
So it's actually recording 10 seconds of footage at a time into a buffer, and then using a PIR motion detector to decide whether or not to keep those 10 seconds of footage. And this is actually what they mean when they say it's recording 24 hours a day. It's not literally a 24/7 timeline like Nest, it's capturing 24/7 in a low power mode, but only keeping the motion events, and that's what allows it to run on a battery. With that said, you can set it to record continuously whenever you like. You could schedule that, in fact, as well. So you can have a schedule that says, I want you to record continuously from midnight until 7 o'clock in the morning every single day of the week, and then you would be able to browse the timeline literally by the second, not just by the events. In my testing, with this thing connected to its solar panel, I estimate you'll probably get around 7 days out of the battery if you set this thing to record 24 hours a day, in case you're interested. And now for the elephant in the... Yes, I know I do this every week. The elephant in the room. I keep telling Reolink I want to be able to snooze notifications. So if I want to go out and do something in the garden, I want to press a button in the phone that snoozes the notifications for an hour and then turns them back on again. You can do this with other manufacturers, and I don't know why Reolink haven't yet put this in. That said, I can do it in Home Assistant now because I've realised how good Reolink's integration is. If you're a Home Assistant fan, this won't bother you at all. In a similar vein, the only Amazon Alexa functionality is the feed. You can view the feed and that's it. If you wanted to use a routine to disarm the cameras, you can't do that with your voice. And similarly, if you wanted to use motion on the camera to trigger a routine in Amazon Alexa, you can't do that either. Again, you could do all this in Home Assistant, so maybe it doesn't matter to you. It doesn't matter to me. And finally, there's no infrared black and white night vision. You've either got color mode using the spotlight, which does work great, to be fair, or color mode without the spotlight, which doesn't work great. I think the black and white night vision is kind of important to a lot of people. It doesn't, again, really matter that much to me, but definitely worth mentioning. This is the best wireless camera on the market right now. I've looked at so many different brands and so many different models over the years, but none of them up until now have had 10 seconds of pre-record and had the integration with Home Assistant that has that level of functionality and all works locally and records through a base station. This is without a shadow of a doubt the camera that I would go for if I was in the market for purchasing one. And of course it has all the usual good stuff like non-detection zones and privacy zones, PTZ controls, and the ability to set up and use up to 32 preset camera positions. The floodlight is insanely bright, and I just want to clarify one thing for anyone who's seen other reviews. I've seen other reviewers saying that the light doesn't go out, it just comes on when it gets dark and stays on and destroys the battery. I don't know if there's been an update, but it doesn't do that. It definitely just only comes on when it sees motion and goes off a few seconds after the motion stops. If you're a novice user and you just want a camera with an SD card slot in it, it does that. If you want a camera that has a home base station, it does that. If you're into Home Assistant, it does that. This is probably the most malleable solution on the market, and as usual, there are links in the description as to where you can pick one up. In the meantime, this video was brought to you by these incredible people. They are my patrons from Patreon, and without them, I'd be working in a call center. If you want to be like those guys, or in fact, my latest patron, I don't want to say his name in case he's not cool with that. His username is JHARCN, which is, that's cool with me. Honestly, thank you. Without you, I wouldn't be doing this. If you want to be like those guys or that guy, you can do that at either Patreon or buy me a one-off beer at PayPal, and either way, I will genuinely love you forever. These are my Facebooks, my X's, my Threads, my Instagrams, and my TikToks. Come and hang out there. It could be best friends. See you next time. Ow. Come and hang out there. It could be best friends. See you next time. My backyard is darker than Princess Leia's attitude in A New Hope. Hope. Stop that.